Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about wrists. So I actually had a friend ask me this question earlier in this week, and I thought it would be a great topic to cover. So the question that was posed to me was, hey, when I do push-ups and planks, I have a really hard time putting that much weight on my wrists. Like, what can I do about that? The simple answer is you need to do some wrist strengthening or some forearm strengthening exercises, some grip strength exercises, and maybe some like wrist mobility and like stretching exercises as well. But I wanted to go into a little bit like why is that happening, and something that you can check in on yourself as well. So a basic understanding of your wrist is how much range of motion should you have. So going down, you should have about 90 degrees, 80 to 90 degrees of range here, and flipping back, you want about 70 degrees of range. If you have 90, that's great, but most people don't. 70 is great. Now, if you're like here and you get kind of stuck, or you're doing like one of these, you're probably really tight in through here. Or if you go forward and you're kind of bending and you're like this, again, probably tight on the back of the forearm a little bit. You also want to be able to, rotate your wrists with relative ease, and you don't want to move your whole arm like I just did. You want to be able to just move from the wrist, right? There we go. So that's some of like the basic functioning of what your wrist does, right? We use them every single day. Now it begs the question, why is it so hard for me to hold a plank or do push-ups? I have some strength. I'm not a total weakling, but it really hurts my wrists. And unfortunately, I don't have a better answer for you other than your body just might not be used to it. That's why I suggest like some of the stretches and some of the exercises. And you may have to baby it as it kind of limps along until it gains the capacity to hold your body weight. When push comes to shove, if you've never asked your body to do something like that before, it might take a minute for that joint to get used to it. And like our wrists are not very big, right? But if you compare them to our ankles, which has a very similar setup, our ankles are getting used constantly, right? You walk around all the time. They're used to bearing a load, right? But last I checked, most of us aren't walking around doing handstands all the time, right? Therefore, these puppies just aren't getting used in the same way. You're not putting that much load on them. So they're just not going to be able to take it. And that's totally okay. Just know that with some patience and some time, you should be able to gain the capacity to put a lot of pressure on them. And until you get there, try and find ways to do a neutral grip or to do those same exercises with putting less stress on them. So if you're doing push-ups, you could try elevated push-ups, right? Elevated push-ups still works your pecs, a little less pressure on your wrists. You could also try a neutral grip push-up. So you can either do them off of your fists instead. So you have a little less bend going on here. So it's a little less stress, still maybe tough. Or you could try like if you have bigger dumbbells at home or like those hand grippy things, you could try those for like a neutral grip setup as well. Honestly, the push-up route, I would probably just try an elevated push-up to start. Be their best bet. As far as like planks go, the most obvious option for me would be to do a forearm plank. The caveat with forearm planks is that they are harder. So you could just kind of jump 2 feet first into cold water and say F it, and I'm just going to do the harder plank. It takes the wrists out of the equation altogether. You could still do a forearm plank, but you could take some of the load off by dropping to your knees instead. But you want to make sure you're still maintaining that like angled plank position. So those are some options I would give to you in terms of modifications. If you're looking for some strengthening exercises, my next video will show those to you. So stay tuned, and I'm going to post those later today.